Peace and love, beautiful people. This is Chocolate Maverick stopping by showing some good old just going in love. I'm trying to help somebody out with something that I'm pretty sure may have been plaguing them ever since they started to try to do this one thing in life that we are supposedly all called to do. And I'm hoping that this love, I'm hoping that this thought process, this food for thought, can possibly either save somebody, enlighten somebody, or point them in the right direction when it comes to loving your neighbor. Let's just jump straight into it. Let's unpack this thing right here. We all, especially the believers, the people that are trying to walk into a certain way of living. We heard the expression "love thy neighbor as you love thyself," and I see that there's probably a lot of people that really want to do this, and like, oh hell no, this is too hard. But you can't love people. People are this, people are that. And they're probably absolutely right. They're not lying. Loving people is really no joke. It's easier to love a dog than it is to love a person. Hence the reason why I'm seeing so many dog owners. I think everybody wants love, but dealing with humans is no joke. But I wanted to illuminate something that's right in front of your face. But I think maybe the magnitude of it may be misunderstood. And I think if you can hone on this last part of the statement, maybe the first part will become just more easier. And it boils down to the empty cup theory. I'm telling you, you can't pour from an empty cup. The statement in the request or the commandment, depending on what you believe, is to love thyself as you love thy neighbor. I mean, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. If you really break down the statement into two parts, you see it's loving your neighbor, and then it's as you love yourself. Reverse it, because you can't love your neighbor unless you love yourself. You're loving your neighbor as you love yourself. So if you're abusing your neighbor, which is just every human that isn't outside of you and your body, if you're unable to talk to them cordially, or you're always talking smack, or you're just always aggravated at them, you may literally got some things inside that are there pointing you in the direction of inside by the way you treat other people. Think about it, family. You cannot pour love out of a cup that is empty of love. And if you are supposed to have self love and you're pouring from that self love cup, how can you pour from a self love cup that's empty? I'm not saying be selfish and only take care of yourself, only love yourself. I'm saying loving your neighbor will become 10 times easier if you learn to love yourself. Liking yourself is one thing, believing in yourself is another thing, thinking that you're awesome is a third thing. But loving yourself unconditionally, meaning no matter how you look, no matter how your breath smells, no matter how tall you are, no matter how many things you got going on with your skin, no matter how much your metabolism burns fast or slow, loving yourself unconditionally is not the same as liking yourself or appreciating yourself. And I think because we can appreciate people very easily, we can thank people for the things that they do. But if they didn't do that, they more than likely wouldn't be thankful for them being there. True love doesn't have conditions. So unless you can say you unconditionally love yourself, I know I ain't there. I'm working on it my damn self, to be 100% honest with you. But now I recognize that that's the key to loving everyone else. Because when I'm loving myself, I'm respecting myself. I'm not only seeing people around me respect me more and show them more love, but it makes it easier for me to love them because they are reflecting what's going on inside of me. Since I'm loving myself more, they're treating me more with love. And guess what? Boom, alakazam. It is easy to love them because they're now treating me in a way that makes it easy to love them. I'm not saying that, family, you got to just start dropping everything you're doing and just figure out what self-love means. I'm saying it will make the mission 10 times better. So if you're really trying to live into this and you really, really want to do this whole love thy neighbor as yourself thing, you got to love yourself, family. And if you don't know how to love yourself, there's plenty of ways to learn. You got to step outside your boundaries. Maybe read a book. Maybe go to a class. Maybe reach out to someone that has a YouTube channel that seem like they know what they're talking about, or just start watching some influencers. It's so many ways to learn something you don't know, but it just takes some steps that you never did before. But family, loving thy neighbor is so much easier than if you love yourself. And if you can't love your neighbor, it's probably because you don't love yourself. Don't take it as such a bad thing. You don't know what you've been through in your life until you really sit down and reflect. And you may have been keeping yourself so damn busy in life that you don't take time to reflect. You're always doing something, keeping yourself busy. You're always getting drunk or getting high, doing something the master was really feeling inside. And the overall truth is, it always comes back up to surface. You really can't escape it. It may take 5, 10 years, but it always comes up. So I believe it's all about love, and it's so much easier to love if you love yourself. God loves you so much, and maybe I know that's what made me start to love myself when I started to talk to him about how he felt about me, and hearing how much he thought I was awesome, how much he loves my laugh, how much he appreciates the way I'm trying to help everybody, the way I'm selfless, and the way that I do get upset when I see things that just ain't right. Like he loves so many things about me that I used to think was weird or bad. And coming to that understanding made it easier to love myself, because I'm like, man, my creator is not even having a problem with my ways. Why do I? Think about that. If you're not communicating with him often or asking what he likes about you, maybe you're thinking something about yourself is off, but it's probably like the best side of you. But until you do that self-reflection, until you start doing that good old self-love, just hug yourself every now and then, high-five yourself every now and then, I don't think you're going to figure it out, fam. It's a struggle to love, but it's so much easier if you love yourself. Think on it. Watch this video a few times you need to. I'm going to make sure to put this on Facebook and the YouTube channel, because love is the mission. Unity is the goal. And I think if we all could just love each other better, it'd be easier. But it all starts with loving yourself. Think about it. We always say the best for last. The last part of that statement is for you to love yourself, or as you love yourself. So just trying to be the messenger of light, trying to shed light on the good perspective, family. I hope you take this love, take this light, you feel it. Hope you feel the love I'm sending at you. I don't know you, but I believe you're beautiful. And if I do know you, then I know you're beautiful. Peace and love, family.